There's something in the wake of your smile. I get a notion from the look in your eyes. Yeah, you've built a love, but that love falls apart. A little piece of heaven turns to dark. Listen to your heart.
We're just finding a way to discover or uncover something that's already here, almost like we're focused on the waves in the ocean and we realize, oh, the waves are made of the ocean. So we sink into the source, we rest back into the resting awareness, which is not separate from what moves. So these kind of initial descriptions are really pointers only. Sometimes they're called the view, because it's not a philosophy. Nothing I said needs to be believed. The words are being merely used kind of as a impressionistic painting of kind of what it's like, to help you just get kind of oriented in a way that you know what you're not looking for. We're not looking for states. We're not looking for beliefs. We're not looking to create a fixed point of view. We're not looking for an intense experience of energy. We're looking for this more subtle but ordinary dimension of being. And the only thing that can find that is awareness itself. So the mind can't find it. Thought can't get there. The ego, the one who's starting the project now, doesn't need to be fought or eliminated or killed. It just needs to be returned to its natural state. It will return to its natural state from ego identity to ego function. And the primary dimension of being will simply and subtly be realized to be who we are. And then almost immediately, once we recognize this awake awareness, this true nature, this ground of being, this which has many names for it, and you'll come up with your own names for it. Once that recognizes itself, it can either go to the mind for a second opinion to check and get caught back in thought, or the space from more of a heart seeing. You notice something like that?
When you said about the heart, is the heart in the spaciousness?
That's a good question. I'll ask you. Is the heart in the spaciousness, or is the spaciousness in the heart? Or is the spaciousness the heart?
The experience I'm having, they don't seem to be different.
Yeah. So there's another quality of dropping out of the head is we leave an either-or way of seeing things. And we move into this paradoxical logic, this both-and. You know, the mind, when we're up here and we're looking through the eyes of the ego or the eyes of the dualistic mind, we're boundaried, and it's either this or that. It's either here or it's there. As soon as we drop out, open up, include being, being says, I'm both separate and connected. How about that? I'm both very particularly here and boundlessly fast.
And I'm finding the only way for that to be the case is not to try to understand it.
Yeah, not to go to the mind to understand it. Because there's some other understanding operating, because you're not only is it operating, but it's speaking to me from you. Some other kind of knowing that doesn't have to use this tool, which is very helpful in a lot of cases, the discriminating mind, very helpful in doing a lot of tasks in the world, but not this one. There's another source of intelligence from which the thinking arises, which is actually more primary kind of intelligence, which just knows directly. Another kind of knowing, heart knowing. They call it prajna sometimes. Bodhicitta. They call it not knowing. Heart mind. Here it is. As soon as it's noticed, it steps up, steps forward, just, and it's a whole different experience, right?
And I also noticed that the longer that we speak, there's almost a wave of fear that comes. You know, like the manager, he doesn't want the conversation to go on too long.
Yeah, that's right. So that's how you get called scared back to the mind. And the old identity, the old program, is going to naturally do that. It's going to, because it doesn't know. It's been innocently trying to do the job it can according to these rules. And one of the rules is you got to come back and don't let the emptiness, don't let the non-doing happen too long, because you could be in danger. So in some ways, one of the things that can be helpful is to feel the fear, include it, and kind of start to see what it would be like to welcome the thoughts and the fears of that part of you. Just let it say what it needs to say. So rather than argue and debate it,